I am Vijay Kumar, your history teacher. Today I am going to teach you 8th standard first lesson Advent of the Europeans. At the end of the session, you get to know the kinds of sources of modern India. First of all, we see the glossaries in this lesson one by one. The first word is missionaries. The first word is missionaries. A person sent on a religious mission, that is called a missionaries. The next word is pamphlets. Pamphlet is nothing but a small booklet or leaflet containing information, that is called pamphlets. The third word is archives. Archive is nothing but a place where historical documents are preserved. So the word next one is a manuscript, hand written record of the past events. These are called manuscript. The next word is repository, a person or thing recorded as a store of historical information, that is called repository. The word voyage means long trip, especially by the ship, that is called voyage. Monopoly, that is the meaning of word is exclusive control. The last word is navigator. In earlier time, a person who explored by ship, that person is called a navigator. Next of all, we are going to discuss about introduction about the title of Advent of the Europeans. Foreigners could enter India mainly through routes. A well-known land route across the northwest frontier and sea route. Many of the foreign travelers, traders, missionaries and civil servants who are come to in the period of 18th and 19th centuries. 18th and 19th centuries had left their accounts of their experience, and their impressions are various parts of the country. We have the abundant sources like at international, national and regional level. So who are came to in the period of 18th and 19th centuries have left their accounts of their experience. We have the sources international, national and regional level. Next of all, we are going to discuss about what are the sources of modern India. What are the sources of the modern India? So first of all, we know India is a modern country. So the sources of India, of modern India, is help us to know the political, social, economic and cultural life. These are the developments in the country. You know very well, from the beginning, the Portuguese, the Dutch, the Danish, the French and the English were established official transaction in India on state papers. So, the political, social, economic and cultural developments are developed in the period of sources of modern India. So, next of all, I already explained to you the word archives means nothing but a place where historical documents are preserved. So, where are the archives are located? The archives at Lisbon, Goa, Pondicherry and Madras, where the literary storehouses of the precious historical information. These are the explanation about the sources of modern India. Now I am going to explain about kinds of sources. There are two kinds of sources. They are written sources and another one is a material sources. First of all, we discuss about written sources. After the advent of the printing press, numerous books were published in different languages. To get accurate knowledge easily in the fields like art, literature, history and science. History and science. I already told you our subject is history. The history is a systematic record of past events. History means systematic record of a past events. So, the wealth of India is attracted European to this country. So attracted European to this country. Anandarangam is a name. Anandarangam is a name to conjure. The word conjure means implore to do something. Implore to do something. That is called conjure. With the annals. The word annals means a record events year by year. A record events year by year. That is called annals. Again I tell to you, Anandarangam is a name to conjure with the annals of the Tamil history. I already told to you the word conjure means implore to do something, and annals means a record events year by year. So he was a Dubosh. The word Dubosh means navigator. The word Dubosh means translator in where Pondicherry to assist French trade in India. To assist French trade in India. He recorded the events and kept through in French India. The written sources include literature, autobiographies, diaries, pamphlets, travel accounts, government documents, and manuscript. So the word manuscript means handwritten record of the events. These are the explaining about the written sources. Next we are going to discuss about the word archives. I already explained to you. The word archive means nothing but a place where historical documents are preserved. The National Archives of India is located in New Delhi. So the National Archives of India is located in New Delhi. That is it. We represent by NAI. The word NAI is explanation of National Archives of India. It is the one of the chief storehouse of Government of India. It is one of the chief storehouse of Government of India. It contains many sources of information to get past administrative machinery as well as to get the future administrative matters. It contains authentic evidence for political, social, economic, cultural and scientific life. It is the one of the largest archives in India. Shall I ask one question to you? Who was the father of National Archives of India? Do you know? So I am going to tell now. George William Forrest, and we rightly called as the father of National Archives of India. The next topic is Tamil Nadu Archives. The Madras Record Office, presently known as Tamil Nadu Archives, that is represented by TNA. The word TNA stands for Tamil Nadu Archives. It is located in Chennai. It is located in Chennai. It is located in Chennai. It is the one of the oldest and largest repositories in southern India. So the Tamil Nadu Archives is located in Chennai. The word TNA stands for Tamil Nadu Archives. Most of the records are in only, most of the Tamil Nadu Archive records are in only English, the language English. So most of the records of the Tamil Nadu Archives are in English. The collection include the series of administrative record in Dutch, Danish, French and Marathi, and few documents are in French, Portuguese, Tamil and Urdu. So the Tamil Nadu Archives contains 1642 volumes, 1642 volumes of Dutch, 1642 volumes of Dutch records which related to Cochin and Coromandel Coast. So these records covered from the period in 1657 to 1865, and the Danian records covered from the period from 1777 to 1845. The Dodwell prepared with a great effort, and the first issue of the calendar of Madras records were published in the year of 1917. So he was highly interested in enriching the historical documents and researches. He opened a new chapter in the history of Tamil Nadu archives. Next of all, we are going to discuss about material sources. I already told to you what are the kinds of sources. There are two kinds of sources. One is a written sources and another one is a material sources. I already explained to you about written sources. Now we are going to discuss about material sources. Many paintings and statues are the main sources of information in the Indian history. See, they give a lot of information and achievement of the national leaders and historical personalities. So, where are the historical buildings are located? First of all, we see the Saint Francis Church in Cochin, Saint Louis Fort at Pondicherry, Saint George Fort in Madras, Saint David Fort in Cuddalore, India Gate, Parliament House, President House in New Delhi are the different tales and techniques of architecture, objects and material of religious. Cultural and historical values are collected, preserved in museum. The museums help us to preserve and promote our cultural heritage. Already you know the National Museum in Delhi is in the one of the largest museum in India, which was established in the year of 1949. Which was established in the year of 1949. Next of all, we are going to discuss about coins. So, coin is nothing but in Tamil we will say Nanayangal. Coins are a good source to know about administrative history of the European country. So, the first coinage in modern India under the crown was issued in the year of 1862. Edward VII. So, Edward VII ascended the throne of Queen Victoria, and the coins issued by Boris Model. So, the records, the Reserve Bank of India, that is represented by RBI. The word RBI stands for Reserve Bank of India, is formally Government of India notes. The first paper currency produced by 5 rupee notes in January 1938. January 1938 was rupee notes bearing the portrait of King George VI. Do you know in 1960 Fort St. David was built by the British in Cuddalore. Next of all, we are going to discuss about the title of Advent of the Europeans. Next of all, discuss about the title Advent of the Europeans. After the capture of Constantinople by the Turks in AD, already you know the expansion of AD is unknown Domini, another name is CE, Common Era, in 1453. In 1453, the land route between India and Europe was closed. India and Europe was closed between the Indian trade. India and Europe route was closed. So, the Turks penetrated into North Africa and the Balkan Peninsula. So, it became imperative on the part of the European nation to discover a new sea routes to the east. Next of all, we are going to discuss about audio visual. The word audio visual means possessing both a sound and visual component, such as like slide tape presentations. Audio visuals providers frequently offer web streaming, video conferencing and live broadcast services For example, television films, internet are called audio visual. These are called audio visual. Next of all, we are going to discuss about the Portugal. Portugal, among the entire European nations, Portugal was the foremost to make a dynamic attempt to discover a sure route to India. The Prince Henry of Portugal, who was commonly called the navigator, intrigued his countrymen to take up the adventures of the life to exploring the unknown region of the world. Bartholomew Dias, he is a Portuguese sailor and reached the southernmost part of the Africa in 1487. So he was patronized by the King John II. He was patronized by the King John II. So he ascended the throne about the advent of the Europeans. I am going to show the voyage of Vasco da Gama. We are going to discuss about Vasco da Gama. So Vasco da Gama was another Portuguese sailor and he reached the southernmost part of the Africa and he continued his journey to Mozambique, from where he sailed to India with the help of an Indian pilot. So in AD, the word AD means Anno Domini. Another name is CE. 1498, he reached the Calicut. And where he was courtly received the King Jamorin, the ruler of Calicut. A second Portuguese navigation, Pedro Alvares Cabral, sailed towards India to following the route discovered by the Gama with how many ships? 13 ships. 13 ships and a few hundred soldiers in the year of 1500. So, on the arrival of his, the conflicts between the Portuguese and the King Jamorin. So, Vasco da Gama came to India for the second time in 1500. He came to second time in the year of 1501 with the help of 20 ships. First time with the help of 13 ships and the second time with the help of 20 ships. Founded a trading center at Canano. So one after another they established factories at Calicut and Cochin. The factories are Calicut and Cochin. So these are the factories in the Vasco da Gama period. So King Jamorin attacked the Portuguese in Kutch, but he was defeated. That is, so Cochin was the first capital of the Portuguese East India Company. Cochin was the first Portuguese East India Company. So the third voyage of the word voyage means payanam. So Vasco da Gama in 1524, in the period of 1524. So he soon fell ill and December 1524 he was dead. He died in where? Cochin. So Vasco da Gama fell ill in December 1524 and he fell in water and he died in Cochin. Next of all, we are going to discuss about the Francisco de Almeida. The period covered from 1505 to 1509. So in 1505, Francisco de Almeida was sent as the first governor for the Portuguese possessions in India. So Almeida and aim of developing the naval power of the Portuguese in where? India. Naval power in Burma, India. So his policy was called the Blue Water Policy. Francisco de Almeida policy is called Blue Water Policy. His policy is called Blue Water Policy. At Portuguese tried to break the Arabs' monopoly on Indian Ocean trade. It is negatively impacted on the trade centers in Egypt and Turkey. The trade centers here, Egypt and Turkey. These are the trade centers of the Francisco de Almeida. So, Sultans of Bijapur and Gujarat were also appreciative of the expansion of Portuguese control of forts, which is to expand to alliance between the Egypt, Turkey and Gujarat. So the fort near Chow, the combined Muslim flood won a victory over the Portuguese flood under Almeida's son, who was killed in the battle. So Almeida defeated the combined Muslim fleet in the battle near Gayo, and the year of 1509 the Portuguese claimed naval supremacy in Asia. Next of all, we are going to discuss about Alfonso de Albuquerque. He is a real founder of the Portuguese power in India was Alfonso de Albuquerque. So he captured the Goa from Sultan of Bijapur in November 1510. Bijapur to 1510, in the year of 1510. In 1515, in the year of 1515, he established the Portuguese authority over the Persian Gulf. He increased the marriages of the Portuguese with India women. So he maintained friendly relation with Vijayanagar Empire. He maintained the friendly relationship in which empire? Vijayanagar Empire. Thank you, students. We are meet in next class. Stay home, stay safe, study well.